Hello everyone, this is MrWhiz. Welcome back to my channel. So in previous video we updated this function, update weapon head. But before we work on displaying the weapon head, we have to do a couple more changes to our existing functions. So let's complete them first before we touch the head. So we will work on cycling the weapon. So this is our existing cycle weapon function. So this handles only for the guns. So the modification which we are going to do, so that will help us to cycle all the weapons which we have. That includes grenade or in any throwables. So the melee weapon, everything. So we'll make the change. So before we do that, let's cut this. And let's create a separate graph, and we'll put this here. Okay, so the initial checks, we will bring them as it is, or else okay, we need till here. So we'll copy this and move this down. Don't need this has weapon. So let's copy let's have this first part here. Okay, so from here we'll create a macro here. So this macro we will call wherever we want to sheath the weapon sheath, and add two inputs. One is exec, the other one is player current state. Okay. Now this promote to a variable. No, don't promote this. We already have player previous state, so we will set this as player's previous state, and then the switch. So for each weapon we are going to take care of what needs to be done. First is first. So if it is on first, then set previous state as first and connect it to the output. Okay, put this aside. And now we want to handle for the guns, hip socket, back socket, and back socket 2. So for all the three, first set can fire as false. Connect all the three here. And now we want to sheath the weapon, that is holster the weapon. So for that, get the main anim instance. The old way how we used to play the montages. Montage play. So these all is shown in the earlier videos. I'm just using the same things. So, and then get sheath weapon animation. So these all we created in the older videos. Plug in the animation here, and our install is the same. Then put a delay. So instead of I mean put a delay here and with 0.5, and since we are still having the holster weapon, I'll just update it here. But this I don't think this is going to do any uh, help here. But just to avoid the code breaking, I'm just adding it here. Okay. And then call the holster and equip weapon. Here select holster and player target status first, so that it takes care of updating the other variables. Okay, connect it here. Then for the Mali socket, we have to do the similar things. Copy. Instead of even here, it's the same thing. And add a delay. And connect this also here. So since we are doing the same setup operations only, so connect that here. And for the grenade, okay, for grenade also uh, duplicate this here, connect grenade, and then for throwables we have to drop the weapon, I mean drop the throwable whichever we have in hand. So for that, spawn actor from class, connect it to the throwables. So the class we have to take it from throwable variable. So this thing, get child actor class, and connect it here, and get the mesh, and we will get the transform. Connect it to the spawn transform, and we have to empty this child actor. So again, get this throwable, set child actor class, and leave it as empty. Connect it here, and even for grenade we have to do the same thing. Connect it here, and this to the output. Okay, so we have handled for fist all the three weapon sockets: melee socket, grenade, and throwable. So if you're adding any more sockets or states here, you have to do similarly. So now call this weapon sheath, and player current state, plug it to the player current state itself. Okay, and then put a branch. Here in cycle, we have to handle for both forward cycle and reverse cycle. So add a variable forward and let this be boolean, and connect this here. So we'll handle for each type. I mean, when you scroll the mouse button forward, and similarly when you scroll the mouse button backward. Okay. So if it is true, switch on weapon menu head elements and player, get the player current state, connect it here. So now we have to get what is the next item for instance, if the current state is fist, what is the next state we have to go? So to decide that, I'll write a small function here. Name this function as check next state. Here player next state. The reason we are doing is we need to know whether we have a valid next state or not. For instance, the player doesn't have any weapon in hand and it's in fist state. And if we do a mouse scroll up, it will try to pick the hip socket first. But if we don't have any hip socket weapon, we shouldn't get an error. So we should automatically go to the next socket, which is back socket. So likewise, it should go to each socket one by one. To do that, we are doing this. Okay. Put the switch again here. And for this, add a return node. And this has to be boolean. So if it is fist, the next state is fist, we don't need to check whether we have any weapon or not. So connect return node directly. And we have classes created for each weapon. So get them here and change this theme these to convert to validate kit. Okay, connect to the appropriate branches and put the branch here for Mali socket, where we have a variable as Mali weapon. So connect this here and for grenades again a branch. Grenades greater than 0. So we have the grenade current grenade count in this variable. So we'll connect that here. And now add a return node, one with true and one with false. So if it is valid, return as true. If it is not valid, return as false. Okay. So I think the video is going more than 10 minutes, more than 11 minutes now. So I'll stop here and let's continue further in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.